guys, I hope you're well. It's late. It's past midnight. I took a nap from like, I don't know, 7 to 10. I don't even think I had dinner. I just realized, wow. Well, anyway, I'm on a diet anyway, so maybe that's not that bad. I'm not hungry. Woo. Anyway, who fucking cares? Let's go on to what I want to watch, which is this trailer. So I really liked the Trollhunters story involving Jim. I tried watching Guillermo del Toro's other TV show involving the aliens. Didn't really get that into it. There was the show, I think, about Merlin, who initially created the amulet that Jim uses to transform into the Trollhunter. I didn't watch that either. I was excited because, at least for this, because Guillermo del Toro, I think, is a really good fit for like animation. I really liked his Hellboy movie series, the 2 movies that he made, and I really loved Pan's Labyrinth. And I think through the Trollhunter series, they've really been able to bring these characters to life in like a kind of beautiful, unconventional way, if you know what I mean. Anyway, I don't know what this is about. This is just an announcement trailer, but I'm curious to see what it's about. Oh, it's very short.
Something's coming.
That was Blinky. And there's Jim.
Between mankind and magic.
Ooh, oh, the film. There he is. There's Jimbo.
You must fight together.
Oh, and there's, I think, Merlin Kid from that other show. And there's the alien.
They will rise.
Ooh. Well, number one, I love Blinky as the narrator for this. Sorry, I didn't realize this was like 30 seconds. Probably should have looked at that beforehand. This series is super cool, though it had a lot of, like, I think, pain with it because the voice actor of Jim was initially, oh, there he is, was the, what do you call it? The guy from Star Trek who passed away. I'm blanking on his name. I'm gonna look him up right now. But I think his voice fit so well with the series. And they try to like transition Jim's voice like naturally into the series. Like he got hit and then suddenly his voice changed. And it was pretty noticeable. And I don't think they sound too similar. Tales of Arcadia, that was the name of the show. It was really good. Anton Yelchin, or Yelchin. I don't know how to pronounce it, but he was Jim Lake Jr. I just think he was so crafted for the role. And I remember when he died, I don't even think the first season of the show had ended. Or it might have been before. I think a lot of Anton's legacy weighed the show down a little bit because they really had to change his voice. And Anton was just he was Jim Lake Jr. to me. And I think to a lot of people, because his voice was just, I don't know, he had such like a youthful, hopeful, optimistic perspective. And I'm really happy this is getting made into a movie, but of course this isn't the same voice actor. Let me see if I can look up Trollhunters Tales of Arcadia trailer. So you can like get a hint of what the show was about and hear the voice. Let's watch this one because it has more views. It has almost 2 million views. Toby!
There is a secret world. A vast civilization where good trolls live. The amulet, Trollhunter. I'd rather die. The amulet will find a champion.
Aw.
You have been chosen. Jim, you are now responsible for the protection of 2 worlds. Ulag and his armies will destroy your world. I knew you had potential.
You have a sweet voice, but you bring death with you.
The fight is within you.
Say it. Oh, he doesn't say it.
You, Master Jim, are the Trollhunter.
Nowhere to go but up.
Ugh. He didn't get to say it, but the line that he does say is like, "For the glory of Merlin, daylight is mine to command." And I found it very iconic. And there's just something about these designs. Like, again, they're not like super like cutesy or anything. Like, I love the etching on the armor. I love Guillermo del Toro's art style. And he's a good boy. I forget his name. I think his name is like Brog. It's been a while since I've watched the show. Bular. And it's Ron Perlman. So you know what? You kind of have to like it. But usually, weirdly enough, the Trollhunter used to be a troll. Still a little unclear as to why a troll, I think they explained it maybe in episode 2 or something, but a troll was protecting, Troll Town from evil trolls. But then I got passed on to this human, Jim Lake, and we get to see his friend Toby and his crush Claire. You get to see aspects of his relationship with his teacher, who is really cool stickler, but you find out he's involved in this, though Jim doesn't know that. That's all I'll say. But it was a really action-packed show. I really adored it. Again, I think Anton's voice acting which is so impeccable. And he lived and breathed the role. And even Guillermo del Toro, I think, released a statement when Anton passed saying he will be our gym leg and it will be impossible to replace him. And the voice that they did replace him with, I don't remember that voice actor's name. Oh, it was Emil Hirsch. And he sounds pretty different, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think he sounds a lot like Anton, because Anton, I think even in Star Trek, had such a unique voice. And I think he was doing a little bit of like a Russian accent. I don't know if that was his true accent. I've never actually heard him in an interview. But on this show, he obviously was playing an American boy in this city of Arcadia. It's just, I hope this movie does well. I'd love to see like the series follow Jim again. Towards the end of the Trollhunters series, they did sort of have like a conclusion of sorts, but it left chapters open for like a future like chapter in the story. It was just like it ended like the arc that they were in, or the time in their lives had ended. But then I think they could have like grown from that moment. So I don't know when this is going to take place. I think the other series that's connected with Trollhunters, I think it's like called Beyond Soul. I'm blanking on its name. So there was Wizards, which was about Merlin and went like all the way back in time, because Merlin is the one who created the Trollhunter amulet. Isn't it like the daylight amulet? I think it was mentioned. And Merlin created it. Oh, it was 3 Below. That was the name of the other show that involved aliens. I watched, I think, halfway through the first season, and then I kind of lost interest. I don't know how far on that show went, neither do I know how well Wizards did. But Trollhunters, I think, went on for like 3 or 4 seasons, and I really enjoyed it. I think it left a big impact on me. So I'm excited to see this movie. If you guys haven't heard of this series, what were your thoughts on this trailer? Did it make you have any interest in watching the original Trollhunters show, which is on Netflix as well? And so is 3 Below, and so is Wizards. I actually want to go and break it down again, the trailer, or at least the teaser, because there are some things I think worth mentioning. Also, this shot looks impeccable. That just looks like a real life trees being destroyed, which I think gives us a lot of credit. I love Blinky. That's the guy who's talking right now. He was the troll with the 6 eyes. The other one is named Ugg. They're not super creative names, but Ugg has a reason for being called Ugg. And Blinky, I think his name was like Blinkus. And he's voiced by Kelsey Grammer, who is fantastic. Oh, I forgot. Arg's name was Arcament. He didn't really talk a lot. Oh, he voices Soldier 76? Oh, dope. That's very cool. I forget what happened. There was some sort of war. He got hurt, and then he lost like the ability to speak fully. But he had a really close relationship with Toby, who's Jim's friend, who's round. I forget voices him, but I always thought he was voiced by Jonah Hill. I don't think he's voiced by Jonah Hill. Because it's DreamWorks, it sounds like Roughnut from How to Train Your Dragon, but I think it's the TV show's version of him. And this is Claire in her really cool troll armor. I don't know what's going on here. It looks like things are rising up. I wonder if those are troll eyes. And there's Jim. That water effect looked really good. This thing looks insane. Is that like a troll, or is that like something that got like animated into becoming a troll? Holy cow. I wonder if that's like a Gunmar thing. There's Arcadia. Troll City, or Troll Town. I forget what they called it. I think it was Troll City. Looks quite expanded upon. This looks a lot heftier than I remember us leaving it on. Unless that's like another city. We usually only really stuck in Arcadia or in Troll Town, Troll City. I forget the name. Or we went to the kind of like their version of hell. I'm blanking on its name. And there's Jim. Look how sweet he looks. He just looks like such a good boy. He looks very different towards the end of the Trollhunters Tales of Arcadia animated series. He had a very different look. So it's nice to see him return to this form. I don't know how he returns to this form, but we'll talk about that. And these are the aliens from 3 Below. I wanted to mention that. There's Claire. Where's her shadow staff? She had a really cool shadow staff. But he's a prince, and he was like their bodyguard. And they have human forms. And I think they came to Earth because there was a coup on their planet of some sort. And then they came to Earth, and he is Hispanically coded when he's a human. And he's just like a fat, older man. And then the girl, I think, is supposed to look European. And there's Toby with his armor and his flaming axe. And there's Og. He's great. I love Toby. They had such a great relationship. Usually, Blinky was in charge of training Jim. And Arg became Toby's companion and friend. And they have like this almost brotherhood kinship. And I just love Arg's design. I think he looks fantastic. I hope we get to see him glow. So that's the girl. That's a ship. That's Blinky. That's the alien I don't remember. Oh yeah, Claire got a white streak. She did initially have just like a blue streak, and then it turned white, I think, with her shadow powers. But this is a much larger streak than I'm used to seeing her with. Maybe they changed it in this Wizard show. Again, I didn't watch that show. I am tempted to watch it because of this movie getting made. It seems to be crossing all three of the paths together. Maybe this is supposed to be like their final chapter, and then if this does really well, maybe there'll be a continuation, but who knows. Again, I don't think Three Below did super well because it didn't go anywhere. And then I don't know about Wizards. The last thing I heard about Wizards was the trailer, and then it sort of just dropped off and disappeared. So yeah. I don't know what he's holding. It looks like some sort of troll magic thing, and he just like, and Jim's like, don't worry, bud, you can do it. Again, I don't know how Wizards crosses over into the real world, because when we meet Merlin in the Trollhunters Tales of Arcadia series, he's an old, sort of cynical man, but he's like still regal. He's not like hunched over and like, I'm an old man. He's like, I don't know, he has composure, and that's him younger. And I don't know. But wasn't that, now that I think about it, Claire had a crush, or had like a crush, or like a sort of flirty friendship with a boy, and I think he looked like him. Was that the kid? He's Merlin? Is he like a descendant? Okay. Now I'm remembering his design. Okay, July. Guys, stay tuned for that. She looks quite different. I thought she had like shorter hair. I don't remember this little halo headpiece. I have no idea where this is. This does not look like Arcadia. It's very beautiful though. Oh, is that where like the war happened? I remember there was some wizard world war that occurred. I think it looks good. Oh, you can even see in in Trollhunters. That's Gunmar. That's his like little, that's his face. Rise of the Titans from Guillermo del Toro. I'm glad Guillermo's still getting work. Let me see if I can find the Three Below trailer just to like show you the premise of what it was about, and then maybe I can look at the Wizards trailer if there was one. See, this one didn't have a lot of views. The trailer for Tales of Arcadia had almost 2 million. This one didn't even reach 1 million. It still took place in Arcadia. That's why it also says Tales of Arcadia. So I was just, so if you're curious about what was going on. This is a kid who was sort of bullied in the Trollhunter series, who now plays a bit more of a role in this series because he finds out about these aliens.
They really put this one up fast.
We need to design forms that no one will ever pay attention to.
I have chosen 3 forms that people on the mud planet tend to ignore. A girl, a Latino. What is a Latino? You can manifest. Be reconfigured as a senior citizen.
Maybe you're not home.
Prepare to be destroyed, Huma!
What are you doing down there?
So it has its charms, but at the same time, it's like, it's such a different look than what Trollhunters had, so I feel like it turned people off.
We were forced to flee for our life.
Destroy them all.
And he seems very Gunmar-y.
Perfectly safe here so long as we keep a low profile. Why are they looking at us?
Princess Asha, you're like the coolest, bravest, butt-kickingest teenager this side of the known universe. And Prince Krell, take whiz extraordinaire. I have a question.
Raise your hand.
Back home, I have 4 of them. They are under the protection of Farvatos Vex. Hold up, you really?
So yeah, they do have an episode where they cross over. So see, Claire had her gray streak here, or silver, but it got bigger in the other trailer where it encompassed the whole of this like little side bang.
You're aliens? Awesome sauce!
And I think Toby also played a slighter, bigger role. Or not a big role, he did cameo in the series more than Jim and Claire did.
No place in the woods can hide as beyond my reach.
His voice is really cool.
Assemble the bounty hunters.
Don't you know Princess is on fire? I'm a quick study.
Together, you are unstoppable. Is this some new attack?
So I think it had its charms, but I think a lot of people just weren't as interested. So I think it was charming. I think the princess, who was the main character, was okay. Though I feel like, I don't know. I mean, Guillermo del Toro is Latino himself, so I feel like throwing in that joke about like people who are ignored, girls, Latinos, and senior citizens seems a little like here or there. But again, maybe because he's Latino himself, it's okay. I don't know. Then let me see Wizards Tales of Arcadia trailer, because I never actually saw a trailer for this. It wasn't on Netflix's channel. Let's watch this one. Sorry, this is a bit of a longer video. I'm just curious about this movie, so I'm trying to like look into everything. So I think that looks like the kid. See, that's Merlin. Oh. Ooh. For some reason, this looks better to me. Oh, and Claire. Claire's there. And so is Toby and the bully kid who starts to redeem himself. Do they all fall through time? Oh. Gunmar! Blinky and his brother! Interesting. Oh. Ooh. Whoa. Whoa, okay, that looks way cooler. Again, I don't know what happened to the Netflix official trailer. That looks like a spoiler, but very cool. All right, I might have to watch that now that I know that it actually looks like it kicks ass. Again, I was sort of deterred from watching it because I wasn't really a big fan of Three Below because it became more of like a space comedy, and I wasn't really crazy about all the blue designs. Like the trolls, I think, on Trollhunters were really diverse. They had a lot of like cool like earth tones, but some of them had like really cool designs. There was the leader of the Trollhunters city who looked like the Pan's Labyrinth No Face with the eyeballs and really creepy, and he was like really pale and he looked really cool. And I think they just had a more interesting plot line going on. Like I feel like Three Below played on some like stereotypes of like, oh, we're in a new city, oh, we have to disguise ourselves. It felt like sort of like almost like a spy adventure flick, but for children. So I was deterred from watching Wizards, but the fact that it is playing more into it, at least it seems like it's playing more into the origins of what happened with the trolls and magic and stuff, I think I'm a little more intrigued. And also there's Claire and Toby and the bully kid. I always forget the name of. He had like a really stereotypical name, like Brad. Was it Steve? It's weird, they're not giving me his name because he was featured at least in the first season. Maybe his role changed. Was it Steve? Was he voiced by this Asian guy who was in Invincible? Anyway, can't find the name of the blonde kid. He was a bully. I think he started to redeem himself, but I don't know. It seemed weird that he was getting any form of redemption because he was a butthole. But what did you guys think of this? Were you ever interested in the Tales of Arcadia series? Are you excited for the movie? I definitely recommend watching Trollhunters, and if for those of you who have watched Three Below, both seasons, because I saw there was a season 2 trailer. Is it worth continuing? Is it worth wrapping up? I might just do it anyway, just because this movie's coming out, and to just sort of understand where everyone is would be important. And I'm definitely gonna check out Wizards. And for those of you who have watched Wizards, let me know what your thoughts were. Like and subscribe if you want more content like this. I'd really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next one, okay?